Hi, science classes. Last day of quarter one. So for some of you, there is a test today. At least try to pick up any of the issues you've had on the last quizzes. Basically, here's how it's laid out. There's going to be there's 3 sections on the quiz, and they're each labeled with a Bitmoji Niwame, and so then that has specific, what's going on there. So like, let's say it's the metric section. It says metric, and there's a Bitmoji, so that'll be circled if you need to do the metric section. If it's not circled, if the Bitmoji's not circled, I'm gonna cross it out. If it's crossed out, you don't need to do that section. You only need to do the sections that you need to make up. If you don't need to do that test, it means your quizzes were fine. It means you didn't need to do the study guide. I am gonna go through the study guide here at the start of class for everybody before we move on with the next thing. Just make sure everybody's still understanding those concepts before we go to the next section of our work here in class. I know yesterday some people were working hard and some people were not. I told you guys I would be present in class. I even posted that picture of me sitting drinking coffee. Sick days are gonna happen, unplanned days off are gonna happen, planned days off are gonna happen. You guys know my expectation that you have to keep moving in this class. You have to be able to stay on task and stay focused. So no excuses. I am not gonna take excuses. Today is the last day of the quarter and I'm not taking extra work after today. You have to do that test if you have the test today. This is it. That's just the way that it is. We're going to move forward still with waves going into next week. Next week's going to be a short week because the parent-teacher conference is coming up, so you at least have that to look forward to. So for today, if you're not doing that test, though, I forgot to mention that part, you're going to be working on the other assignment that was at the end of the HyperDoc from yesterday. It's way down towards the bottom in the orange block, and it's looking at some preliminary notes building into next week because we're going to start the week with some notes. I want you to build some preliminary notes. You can use Discovery Ed, you can use your favorite search engine, try and take a look at that stuff. So we are going to be splitting up the classroom a little bit. So we have people who are working on the test up towards the front. I'm going to play that review video before we do the test, and then people who are working on the other part back towards the back of the room. I'm going to go ahead and call out names live, and Niwame's going to call out names class by class. We'll split up the class, get you guys working on either that activity in the back or working on the test up in the front. I'm going to pull up the review of the study guide right here for anybody who's trying to take a look at the study guide. So you can go ahead and get out Chromebooks right now. And that way, if you wanted to look at the study guide, follow along on the study guide on your Chromebook, log in right now while that video is getting pulled up. You can follow along. Then we're going to close the Chromebooks for those of you who are doing a test. The rest of you can continue on with what you're doing, working on those notes for next week and getting on task with that. Again, that's posted in the HyperDoc. So for those of you that are doing the test, then you'll do your test, whatever sections you need to get done. You can ask whatever questions that you have. It needs to be a silent work day today because there is that test going on. So it's silent work day for everybody. If you have a question, we got to raise that hand. I don't have my skeleton hand next to me right now. That's why I didn't raise that one up. So we got to raise that hand if we got a question and wait to be, have me come around, try to help you out. I want to make sure everybody's on task today. Like I said, it's got to be a silent work day because we got to make sure we're focused on things. Parent-teacher conferences next week, as I mentioned. It's going to be a good day, I think. It's a little chilly outside, but it should be a nice weekend. Happy Friday.